Okay, so we're back. I saved it and I managed to load it up more or less as was, so now we actually have functioning flight controls, which is kind of a prerequisite for making a successful flight. The only thing is our pro-atc-x sort of stopped working, so we will restart that part.
Echo Delta Bravo Charlie Airport information Delta 0723 Zulu weather wind 247 at 11 visibility 3 sky condition 300 scattered ceiling 800 overcast ceiling 1200 broken temperature -0 dew point -1 QNH 1015 advise on initial contact with information Delta Echo Delta Bravo Charlie Airport information Delta 0723 Zulu weather wind 24.
So we need to request clearance again.
Delivery, Airberlin 1-2. Parking position is Terminal 1 Gate 2 with the information request clearance. Airberlin 1-2. Roger. Depart. Runway 26. Cleared at EDDW by MFG 1 Kilo departure and then flight. Climb and maintain flight level 50. Expect flight level 220 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 127.45. Squawk 3200. QNH 0. Cleared at EDDW by MFG 1 Kilo. Climb and maintain flight level 50. Flight level 220 within 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 127.45. Squawk 3200. Airberlin 1-2. Airberlin 1-2. Feedback correct. Ground on 121.82. Roger. 121.82. Airberlin 1-2.
Okay, that's clearance. Then let's request the startup, even though we started up.
Ground Airberlin 1-2. Request startup.
Airberlin 1-2. Startup approved.
Airberlin 1-2.
Then we request a taxi to
Ground
runway.
Airberlin 1-2. Request taxi.
Airberlin 1-2. Taxi to runway 26 Charlie November Alpha.
By Charlie November Alpha to runway 26. Airberlin 1-2.
Okay, and I guess we are finally back where we were. Okay. So we have the taxiway clearance set, we have the nose wheel steering on at this point. All we have to do now is taxi to the runway 26. So we're going to go by November and then Charlie. It's pretty easy actually. We're gonna just go take a left. It's not hard. Not a hard runway to find your, not a hard airport to find your way around. I can see something actually that I haven't thought about before. I think FTX Germany has been here and they have messed with my airport. Yeah, see, they've overlaid. So FTX Germany has overlaid its buildings and taxi signs onto the scenery that is given to us by 29 Palms, or not given to us, the 29 Palm scenery. Love the FX packages, the immersion pack lighting though. Does not look great. This is like for S and giggles. Let's put on the landing lights too, and let's see how that looks. Yeah, look at that with the snow.
Airberlin 1-2. Contact tower on 131.12.
131.12. Airberlin 1-2.
That is pretty cool looking. .12. Don't understand why the co-pilot isn't serving 131.12.
Tower, Airberlin 1-2 at runway 26. Request takeoff.
Airberlin 1-2. Line up runway 26.
Lining up runway 26. Airberlin 1-2.
So that's pretty cool. We now got our our lineup clearance. We already got the landing lights on. So let's get this off. Let's put this into flight mode. Let's put on Alt Z. Let's put this to nav mode. And we'll go ahead and just to make it easier for myself, I'm gonna switch this to IS mode already and put it up to 185, something like that. Try not to let it mess up now.
Berlin 12, wind 360 at 0, runway 26, clear for takeoff. Clear for takeoff, runway 26, Air Berlin 12.
So now he's serving it. Okay, we can turn on the pumps. The auto feather can come on. We'll have to set the squawk to standby, and we'll turn this weather radar to on, and we'll set this one also to nav. Set that to terrain. I guess the crossfill is lost when you start it up again. Okay. Please win on red. I can go to white. Sorry. Just would like to go on. And now we will do this. And tops, I checked. 80 knots. Coming up on V1. V1, rotate.
Departure Air Berlin 12 with you, passing 1,300 for flight
Positive
level
right gear up.
12, radar contact cleared via the 1 kilo departure line 2, flight level 140.
Cleared by MFG 1 kilo departure, climbing to flight level 140, Air Berlin 12.
So that's 140. Turn on the autopilot. We reached our climb altitude and it seems pretty good. Flaps are contracted. Acceleration altitude props can go back to 900. And we'll outsell. Turn off the heats here. It's not telling me that I need them. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So far with the immersion pack, I have to say the thing that really is impressive is the lights. That's really, really cool. Love how that looks in the snow. So I was kind of hoping that we'd see some of FTX Germany on this flight, but so far all I see is my cloud textures, which are envtex textures with asca and active sky 16. Serving them up. Beautiful though, huh? Even the engine shake seems to somehow work in Chaseplane. A little bit anyway. Okay. 9,000 feet. Perfect.
Altitude 12, climb to flight level 220.
Climb and maintain flight level 220, Air Berlin 12.
I do like the pro-atc-x. It's fun when it's working. It's really quite fun. So let's see here if we can. We should probably expand our. So sometimes if the map isn't showing on the other one, you have to sort of do a direct to one of the waypoints. You do a DTO in the FMS, and then it will correctly draw the entire flight path. Also on that channel. I've been actually trying to. What I really wanted to fly today was the 717, which I bought, and look at that though. Look at those clouds. Seriously? Wow. That is shockingly good. That is the best overcast I've ever seen. Wow. That's envtex, asca, and active sky 16. Look at that.
4371. Identified. Descend to flight level 100.
Descending to flight level 100, easy 4371.
That's honestly the best overcast I've seen and prepared. That looks like when I was flying last week. We were in the States for Christmas, but when I came back, it sort of looked like this. It was like this.
12, contact heading on
Wow.
123.22.
123.22, Air Berlin 12. Berlin, Air Berlin 12, passing flight level 150 for flight level 220. Air Berlin 12, identified.
That's really impressive. That explains my frame rate too. Frame rate of 16 here. I did a check earlier to see if it was the GPU. Let's do another one.
Berlin, Center 5180, with you passing flight level 370 for flight level 320.
5180, identified. Descend to flight level 320.
Descending to flight level 320, 5180.
Those vortexes are super cool too, by the way. Oh my god.
Ryanair 2526, identified. Descend to flight level 280.
Descend to flight level 280, Ryanair 2526.
Berlin 1884, with you passing flight level 310 for flight level 250. 1884, identified. Descend to flight level 250. Descending to flight level 250. 1884.
I need to point out one thing. The reason why I keep staying with ultimate traffic 2 more than almost anything is that they use airways when they fly to the sky. So you see this, it's going on an airway, and you see this, it's going on the same airway. All the other traffic add-ons are flying point to point, so they're flying directly from where they go to where they're going, so they're not following each other. In real life, planes follow each other, and they fly at different levels on the same airways.
Present altitude, Air Berlin 6494.
I love how that works in Prepared, to be honest with you. It's really one of my favorite parts about Ultimate Traffic 2, and why I keep sticking with that product and not changing. And even though I think there are other products that maybe have more freeware products that have better models and more updated plans, they don't fly in the same way, and I can't get the AI controller to work properly. Like, it doesn't work with the ATC, etc. But man, that is one good looking scene. It's really impressive. Really impressive. Actually gonna make sure I'm not blowing your brains out with pro-atc-x. I guess I can, probably a little bit.
Ryanair 2462 with you at flight level 330.
Ryanair 2462 identified.
I really do like pro-atc-x. I think it works pretty well with all the add-ons that you can have.
Descend to flight level 200. Descending to flight level 200. 1884.
It talks to normal ATC, it lets you know, it works with SIDS and stars, it directs you through different kinds of approaches, it does emergencies, it does diversions, it does a lot of things that normal ATC doesn't do. It does it pretty well too. Really impressed. As am I with this plane, the Q400. Amazing. But anyway, before I got sidetracked and talked about the Q400 and the beautiful overcast that we're seeing here, I was talking about the TFTI 717, which I think has a potential of being my new favorite plane. However, it's just too buggy at the moment. Like, things don't work. I tried programming the FMC, and then all of a sudden all the flight plan goes away. I can't get it to show up again. Then the tablets stop working. I don't know. It's too buggy, but it's really beautiful. And I have to say, I think the flight model, from what I can tell, is incredibly fun to fly. It's almost like another Q400 experience. I love the flight model of this plane. It just feels different than other planes do, and it does because it models its the flight modeling happens outside of the sim, and it just injects it back in. And I don't know, the TFTI I think doesn't do that, but it still feels really unique and interesting. Look at that though, that's really good looking. I'm gonna have to take some screenshots even just for myself so I can have some screensavers at work or something. I used to have I work at an ad agency of all places, and it's I don't know if you can say what you want about flight sim, it's not the coolest hobby. I think it's the also I love it obviously, but like most people think it's super weird, as I'm sure you're all aware. And they ask you why don't you fly for real, etc. But one thing I did what was really cool is I moved earlier this year, and while I moved, I had to move the rig out of my house, right? And when I did, I actually moved it into the office. yeah, I moved into the office, and we had a flight simulator party at the office at my ad agency, and it was really fun. We had 17 people, and we all took turns flying. We flew short legs with GA in California, and everyone got to try to land and fly and navigate. And it was a huge success. People really liked it. It was really fun.
8542 identified. Descent to flight level 230.
Descent to flight level 230, Ryanair 8542.
Yeah, let's fly the plane again. I think I've been kind of slacking a little bit here. We can turn off all these pumps. We can turn off the auto feather. What else can we do here? We can bring the bleeds to max. We can turn on the fasten seatbelt signs. Turn off the wing inspection lights. Sure. We are flying. God damn it, it looks so good. This looks so good. Like, this is the best overcast I've ever seen. I'm just really giddy, really happy about this. This is so cool. But let's not get too stuck on that. Let's try and find out how we are gonna get down again. Yeah, TFCI designs, amazing plane, too buggy on my computer anyway. I've just had like I tried to record a video with it 6 times. Every time it failed. Incredibly frustrating. Let's download Bremen. Let's figure out how to do this.
Ryanair 8542, maintain present altitude.
Maintain present altitude, Ryanair 8542.
So we are coming in on the Verid approach. We'll probably do 4,000 at Verid or somewhere after that. And then we are hopefully doing the, what I was hoping is that we do the ILS runway 9. Yeah, we'll see about which runway it is, but maybe the ILS runway 9. And that has, yeah, so 3,000 is the capture, is the intercept altitude. So let's see. Let's calculate some VNAV. So at 15 maybe we want to be at 3,000, because I think we're gonna be overflying the airport. I mean, I think ATC will vector us in, but I like to have the VNAV calculated in the FMS anyway, just because it helps me sort of visualize and anticipate what's going to happen. Look at that. That is so cool. So cool. Awesome looking. You see all the planes up in there in the air, Ultra Traffic 2 with the contrails. Awesome looking. Ah, beautiful. I keep getting this sort of like little thing here, but I wonder if maybe it's not just my track IR.
Ryanair 8542,
Yeah,
descent
it
to
is.
flight level 200.
Descent to flight level 200, Ryanair 8542.
See, that's what I want. It's kind of annoying because you can't set. It has a profile, so it's recognized by track IR, but it doesn't have a profile that you can store your profile to, so you have to select it manually every time. At least I have been able. That's what I'm doing so far. Yeah, let's look at these charts. 113.65. 110.3.
Airlink 362, with you passing flight level 330 for flight level 370. Airlink 362, identified. Climb to flight level 370. Climbing to flight level 370. Airlink 362.
and tune the ILS for runway 9. I am not at all convinced that that's what we're gonna get, but whatever. Let's tune this one to the 117.45. That's the
Berlin, Center 1685, with you to flight level 350.
1685, identified.
that's our VOR. Very, very cool.
Berlin, 12, contact Bremen, 119.82, 119.82, Air Berlin, 12.
Look at that.
Air Berlin, 12, with you, passing flight level 220 for flight level 220, Air Berlin, 12.
It's our first look at the ground in FTX Germany.
Air Berlin, 12.
North Shuttle 1872, traffic in sight. Ryanair 1638, contact Bremen Center on 1258. 1258, Ryanair 1638.
That's the North Shuttle. The Norwegian Airlines. I've updated these with custom models for each plane, as they all have unique repaints with unique tails. I'm sort of tracking this with my head now. This is impossible actually, but you know, I'm trying my best here. Yeah, that's it. I can't do that. I can't actually track that from that far away. But anyway, it's nice repaints and nice models from what were they called? UTT, I think, Ultimate Traffic something.
North Shuttle 1872, contact Bremen Center on 125.8. 1258 for North Shuttle 1872.
We can put in the speeds though. They're 121 and 112. I remember.
Air Bremen 6298, traffic is 9 o'clock, 4 miles, Sigma 260, Airbus AC-24.
And oh yeah, we need to reset the barrel to standard. That's kind of important. A good thing the weather was so close to standard today. Yeah, oh yeah, landing altitude, we can put that in. 14, whole 14 feet above sea level. I think we'll call that 0.
Ground control, Ryanair 163, with you passing flight level 330, clear level 280.
Ryanair 163, identified, descent flight level 280.
Descend to flight level 280, Ryanair 163.
I'm gonna update some of these outside cameras. Not sure what I need with this one though. It's a little insane. I think we're gonna trim it down a little bit. I think there's a winter down there in Germany today.
Aeroflot 2452, with you at flight level 350, Aeroflot 2452, roger.
Like these are the same views that I used to have in EasyDock. I just never wanted to fix them because it was such a massive pain to do that. You know what? This is what we'll do. We'll put it in front of the engine. Not that it works perfectly. It actually warned me when I loaded the aircraft that they don't really know the blast area and the engines as well as they do on other planes because they have their flight model from outside. Okay, save. Yeah, I'm sick of all these fingers. I totally need to get rid of them. I'm trying to click save here, but the thing isn't saving. Come on, save. There we go. Kind of a nice fortuitous view actually, now that we can actually see the ground textures. You can see the windmills down there. Sure, that'll do. So,
Traffic.
yeah, so this is the airways that I was talking about. Cool, huh? So, question is,
Center Air Berlin 6652, with you passing flight level 210 for flight level 160.
Air Berlin 6652, roger. Descend to flight level 160.
Descending to flight level 160, Air Berlin 6652.
Air Berlin 12, descend to flight level 110. Descend to flight level 110. Air Berlin 12. Navigation. Descend to maintain flight level 250. Ryanair 163. Air equipment 6298. Descend to maintain 1000. Descend to maintain 4000. Air Berlin 6298.
so that was our descent queue. I'm going to descend a little bit slower than what I put into the V now, so hopefully we'll kind of stay somewhat on that profile, even though we started to descend slightly earlier. Pretty cool though. So one thing I have been working on, yeah, see this one has zero slope, okay, see how it goes. One thing I've been thinking about more like it is the curvature that I've had on my joystick. I feel like sometimes when I flare, I get a sudden sort of jolt at the end of the flare, and I end up over flaring. And I wonder if that's been the curves that I've had assigned on my joystick. So I've been trying to remove them, experimenting with that. I feel like that though does kind of give me, how would you say, not enough sort of fidelity in the small movements. So it seems it's a bit of a give and take type of situation. Very cool. Like this. The Q400 doesn't disappoint. After like 4 failed flights with the 717 today, this is quite nice to get into something that works and performs perfectly. Here's FTX Germany. My first look at it, really, honestly. I haven't flown around it at all before now, but that looks really nice. The cities look really good, which I guess is what it's supposed to do. What I'm actually most excited about seeing is industrial areas. I think to me it seems like it really does industrial areas not only well, but in a way that we haven't really seen anywhere else. I feel like industrial autogen in at least in prepared and FSX has always been terrible. And here it seems like they actually like render factories with some scale and detail, not just like a box with a chimney on it. Like whoever did those original factories for FSX, it kind of seems like it's like a kindergartner who did the art for it. I mean, it's one thing that they couldn't be complex models, but like a box with a boxy chimney on it, little. I'm not gonna say it was too simplistic, but it's not really realistic. The factories don't really look like that. They have those sort of chimney stacks aren't the main feature of factories anymore. It's more the sort of size. There's a lake, cool little airport. Looks good. Even from up here, from flight level 150. I like it. I'm gonna tune active sky on my radio 2.
Echo Tango November Whiskey Airport information Gulf 0750 Zulu weather wind 268 at 8 visibility 10 sky condition ceiling 100 broken 500 scattered ceiling 3900 broken temperature 12 point -0 QNH 1017 advise on initial contact you have information Gulf Echo Tango November Whiskey Airport information Gulf 0750 Zulu weather
with you passing flight level 210 from flight level 160 German wing 7045 Roger descent flight level 1
So see, that's really cool. When you fly a pro-atc-x, it sort of knows when to serve you what you need.
1, 2, descend flight level 60, contact ground, approach 11, 25.65, set flight level 601, 25.65, Air Berlin 1, 2. Approach, Air Berlin 1, 2, passing flight level 130 for flight level 60.
Air Berlin 1, 2, expect ILS approach runway 27, transition BMN1.
Expect ILS approach, runway 27, transition BMN 1, Air Berlin 1, 2.
So there we go. And we will expect ILS 7, BMN 1 transition. Okay, so that to the flight plan. And at that point we probably have to do a so let's get the information for that before we get too low here. So we are actually doing the ILS 27 and we're coming through the yeah. So he's sending us over Bremen, over BMN transition. So we're probably gonna come in over BMN and we're gonna go out here and then come back in. So 266 and 266 is the course heading and 110.9 is the ILS. Okay.
Air Berlin 6652, descend to flight level 160.
Descend to flight level 160, Air Berlin 6652.
So we have ice and we're overspeeding because we're under 10,000 feet, which is our cue to turn on our approach lights. We can also turn on our seatbelt sights.
Air Berlin 1, 2, descend to 3000 QNH 1017.
Descend to 3000, Air Berlin 1, 2.
.266 was the course, right? Double check. 266 was the course. 110.9 was the frequency. The intercept altitude is 3000. Our go around 220. Yeah, so we still get big freezes. Wasn't EasyDoc's fault. I may have said that in a different video. Beautiful. Lovely. Lovely scenery. As I always say, good job Orbix. You're very good at making scenery. So, as we can see here, we're sort of going in here and then we're going to come back out again. Okay, whatever. I think we're just gonna let the ATC guide us, but that looks like a very difficult turn to make. We're basically going a zigzag zig. Let's see what pro-atc-x does to help us with that silly situation. Yeah, so after crossfill I have to go DTO to BMN to make it line up. And we have alt cell selected, which is great. We can turn off the anti-ice again. We're below the cloud layer. Look at that. Whoa, look at those shadows of the spinning. Wow, very, very cool. Very cool. I like how they have lights on them too now. That's very neat. Very neat. So we're at 3000. Typisk. The moment I turn off the anti-ice, it comes back. So that is Bremen Airport, right there. See those? Oh, those are real smokestacks. Unique custom points of interests. I like the smoke though. It's very cool. Not getting much autogen here though, I must say. I wonder why that is. I kind of feel like this last hotfix that they released for Prepared wasn't all that hot. I feel like this is a bit of a fail. There's supposed to be some houses here. You know? Let's see how long it takes if I pause the same for to survive. That takes a long time for it to pop up. Can't be serious. So here we go. Here it comes. Looks great. It really does look great. Well, at least this gave us a good sort of chance to check out the textures, right? And which really aren't everything. It's when you get the autogen on top of the textures that you really get what I think is the magic. Photoreal isn't that amazing. It's the 3D experience that sort of really makes the sim really great. You look at how much better these textures look now with the trees too. This took forever. I'm shocked. It's a big problem. I honestly don't understand why the or we're getting such terrible frame rates and such terrible scenery loading. I just have to blame it on FTX Germany, I guess. It's not all that maybe it's not all that optimized. Let's try 2 samples here. Let's turn off. I don't really that good with those shadows on now. Let's turn on the terrain shadows here, just because there's hardly any terrain. And let's turn off the road vehicles. I find that sometimes that can help, even though I doubt any of this will have much of an effect at all. Let's see. Special effects is in medium. Yeah, didn't really have much of an effect on the frame rate, did it? Wow, that looks great though, with the buildings looked in. Wow, that looks great. Looks really, really good. So I guess the autopilot decides that it's about time to turn if he's gonna try and make the turn. Let's see if they agree. I have a feeling that we're gonna get an angry ATC vectoring. What we can do is we can ask for a direct to, yeah, see, we don't really have that option anymore. It's my CPU. My CPU just can't catch up. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing much for me, so I am going to actually just turn around and head back to Bremen on the heading select mode, and hopefully it will clear me into the airport. Really, the landscape looks really great. For such a flat place, this looks really interesting. With those lines of trees, and looks really, really good. The little woods, it's what Germany's like. There's no woods, just just a bunch of hills, no villages, cities. Okay, so I really want you to direct me, bro. Here comes that little hamlet again that we were waiting to have its origin load earlier. Okay. Looks like a really sort of old airport, like a World War II airport or something, with this sort of big perimeter taxiway. I think they used to do that from old airfields. They sort of taxied around and they took out whatever direction was into the wind, you know, because they didn't need a runway back then. But that's just me actually guessing. I don't know that for a fact. That's just me sort of like guessing that maybe that's why they used to do that. Because so many sort of old propeller type airports have this layout. Very cool though, look at this. Really like the detail, how they gone out and set up the cities. It looks very, very lifelike. With the tower in there in Bremen. But come on, seriously you guys? Seriously ATC?
Air Berlin 1-2.
Air Berlin 1-2, descend to 3000, QNH 1017.
Descend to 3000. Air Berlin 1-2.
Small Echo Tango X-ray, descend and maintain 2100. Small Echo Tango X-ray, turn heading 175, descend and maintain 2100. Turn left heading 175, descend and maintain 2100. Small Echo Tango X-ray.
Okay, so that's kind of ends it for me. We are gonna go, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go like this. We're gonna take a left turn and then we're gonna come back on radial 102 and then we're gonna intercept 11.8 miles from the BND. Yeah, see, there we go, that we have that. And since there is still no information here, we cool to see this. Let's do a little left turn, and then we'll line ourselves up back, coming back. Do the right turn before we do our left turn is what I was gonna say. I want to see the industrial area. Once the silly origin loads. See, See, sometimes I feel really comfortable with the sim and be like, oh, the sim is really quite good right now, and that I'm really happy with how much they've improved it. And then you get a new scenery like this, and you're just like, well, I need it to be more. I need more, because it's not loading my scenery fast enough. So give me that industrial autogen. That's all I want to see. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what the... That looks pretty good though.
Right heading 110.
Right turn to heading 110. Air Berlin 12.
So he asked me to turn right to 110. I think it would be better if I turned left, but whatever.
Small Echo Tango X-ray, turn heading 230. Turn heading 230, small Echo Tango X-ray.
D3ETX, maintain altitude, present altitude, D3ETX.
Small Echo Tango X-ray, traffic is 2 o'clock, 4 miles at 2,900, Bombardier, report them in sight. Small Echo Tango X-ray, have the traffic.
I guess there should be a little mall, little Orion somewhere around here.
Descend. Crossing. Descend.
There it is. I have the traffic. At least I had the traffic. I think it should have its lights on.
Clear of conflict.
Small Echo Tango X-ray, airport is 10 miles at near 12 o'clock, turn heading 260, report runway in sight. Turn heading 260, small Echo Tango X-ray. Small Echo Tango X-ray, I have runway in sight. Small Echo Tango X-ray, you are 10 miles east of Echo Delta Whiskey, Quebec, descend and maintain 2,100, clear visual, runway 26, approach, switch to Echo Delta Whiskey, Quebec, advisory on 122.9.
Lovely roads too.
2.80 knots. Descend and maintain 2,100, clear visual, runway 26, approach, reduce speed to 180 knots, small Echo Tango X-ray.
So even now I think that this sort of right turn that he wants me to take is going to be way too sharp. So I hope we're going to go sort of almost cross over the approach, which is really dangerous, and then come back. We'll see. We'll see. He is still directing me, which I guess is something. Even though he's doing kind of a poor job at it, I must say. Never been to Bremen in real life, nor ever been to Bremen in the simulators. It's a double first for me. The closest I've been, I think, is Cologne, Düsseldorf, and a tiny little place called Goch and Kleve, which are sort of close to the Dutch border. But never Bremen. 14 feet above sea level. It's a lot of flatness between here and the ocean. It's not a lot. I mean, when the sea level rise comes to take you, 14 feet isn't a lot. So we crossed over the approach path now. Maybe I'll help myself by give myself a little bit more room to make that turn.
Air Berlin 1-2, float at 160, turn left heading 005, descend to 3000, cleared island, approach runway 27.
Reducing the final approach speed. Left turn to heading 005, descend to 3000, clear ILS, approach, runway 27, Air Berlin 1-2. Tower, Air Berlin 1-2, on final.
Air Berlin 1-2, clear to land runway 27, slow to final approach speed, QNH 1017.
Clear to land runway 27, reducing the final approach speed, Air Berlin 1-2.
Yeah, so I'm sort of overturning here, but at the same time we're going for the localizer here, not the instructions, and the localizer is directly to our left. And once we have it, which I think we do, we will engage the approach mode. We'll arm the approach. Sweet. And I think we'll take flaps 5 because we are on the approach. Let's do a reduced MP landing. Just have to reduce the bleeds for that. Once we capture the glide slope here, I'll go gear down and start adding some flaps to this. So we captured the glide slope and we're going down the hill. Let's gear down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's gear down. Let's go flaps 15. Flaps 10, I mean? No, that's flaps 10, yeah. And then
2500.
Takes flaps 15. So decent crosswind. Decent crosswind on this approach. 16 knots. 14 knots. It's got a nice crab going already. So the reduced MP landing, you click this button and you slide your condition levers all the way to max, but the props stay at 850 just to reduce the noise for the people living below. But you still have to set your bleeds to min, because if you initiate a go around, it will go straight up to maximum again. So okay, maybe we should take it. Well, let's get the speed slowed down a little bit, and way fast. I don't think we're in trouble of reaching our minimums today.
1,000.
And having to go around for minimums. Visibility is good. Let me get down here. Okay. Stable approach. I have control of the aircraft, and we'll keep adding some power. We're a little bit low.
500.
This crosswind that we had felt earlier is now more of a headwind. This is pretty perfect.
Light slow.
Yeah, we're low, I know.
Light slow.
So I'm holding back on the stick a little bit, adding power, trying not to drop too much on the speed. 120.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Okay.
Air Berlin, 12 gate is right. Contact
That was pretty smooth.
1.75.
121.75. Air Berlin 12.
That was pretty smooth, if I have to say so myself. So to those of you who've been watching my streams and you're like, oh, such heavy landings and horrible landings, etc. Okay, yeah, I agree. Sometimes they're a little heavy, but I can do better. I can do better from time to time.
Ground Air Berlin 12 is clear of the runway. Request taxi to parking.
Air Berlin 12, taxi via Charlie to Terminal 1, parking position 2.
By Charlie to Terminal 1 parking position with Air Berlin 12.
So I'm going to do a one propped taxi in there, which is honestly a little hard to do. At least in the sim. I heard it's not so bad in real life as it is in the sim, but because it has kind of bad ground physics, so it ends up sort of tilting a lot to the side. But let's try it. You know, I love the Majestic plane, but this shadow thing, man, I wish they could do something about that. It's not very realistic. Some KLMs here. I was kind of hoping that Rex Worldwide Airports or whatever would help out these Orbex airports, but as I understand, they don't. They just work with the bog standard default ones, because these Orbex sort of like semi-custom ones are pretty decent. But the texture work needs some work. Like you see that facade there, if that was like a high-res thing, that'd be really neat. Ah, come on, why did you stop right there? I didn't brake or anything. Yeah, close enough. So we do a 30-second cooldown. While we do that cooldown, yeah, we can turn off the windshield heat, we can turn off the taxi light, we should have done that before, we can turn off the position light, passenger bell light can come off, and the bleed from the APU can come off. That's 30 seconds. We'll turn off our second engine, turn off the no-through steering, and they'll come up, and we'll turn off these bleeds, and we'll open the door, and we'll open the back door, and we'll request deboarding. So here we are, guys. We made it to Bremen in our Air Berlin Q400. Lovely flight. Seems like FTX Germany is actually quite a beautiful scenery pack, but quite heavy on the computer. I certainly had some issues loading it properly. That's obvious. But I mean, the airport is pretty fun to land at, even if it's not a fully custom one. And yeah, looks pretty great. I'm fairly happy with it. I feel more comfortable with Chaseplane too. It's working better and better, even though it's not perfect. It is improving for me. I'm learning how to configure it correctly, and that's helping. Clouds are like, I hate how they look now. I thought they looked fantastic when we were in that overcast part of the flight. But you know, that's the way things are, I guess. They change every now and then, and what looks good in one set of conditions doesn't necessarily look that great in other set of conditions. Anyways, I had fun. I thought this was a great flight. I love flying the Q400. It's just so bug-free, perfect, everything. So if you're one of those simmers who really are excited about the 717, but you're a little frustrated by the bugs that you keep finding and all that sort of stuff, then come on, pick up the Q400 again. Or if you haven't bought it already, you can go ahead and buy it. It's amazing. And you can fly almost anywhere with that thing, which is why it's so much fun to fly with. Anyways, thanks so much for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. I'll keep making more videos, and you can keep coming back. Okay, thanks for now. Bye.